Hi guys, welcome back. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. Because it's Halloween and I love Halloween and I love horror movies, I'm going to be doing some horror lighting setups. So let's get into it. So it's that time of year, Halloween. I love Halloween, I love horror movies. It's by far my favorite genre. And I figured, good idea for a video, let's do some horror lighting setups. I've tried to keep this simple. I won't use more than 3 lights on each setup. Just pick some various locations around the house and I thought I would just try and set them up. Maybe throw a bit of inspiration from one of my favorite TV series in there. And I'm gonna break down what I did for each one, what light I used, where I put it. So let's take a look at the first setup. Now this, probably one of my favorite setups. I love the garage. Garage always looks super cinematic. I think it's because it's just got loads of clutter in there, and whenever you throw clutter into a scene, just makes it look better. This shot, inspired by one of my favorite TV series, Stranger Things, this lighting setup here, and I really wanted to make use of different colors for these tests, so gone with a bit of red here, and some blue for moonlight, some bluey turquoisey green. So only 2 lights in this setup. To the side of me here, this red one, this is the Small Rig 120D, and behind me is an ARRI 800 watt tungsten light. The red Small HD is coming through a set of blinds and that's helping to texture the light, but the ARRI behind me is just on flood. To get some atmos in here, I've put a little bit of smoke and just let it settle. Quite a simple lighting setup and pretty effective. So for the second setup here, I picked my kitchen. Picked the kitchen because it's quite a unique location. It's a big long straight line, funnels down to the end where there's this window. I always wanted to play around with like a practical rain effect. What do you guys think? Now we did various takes, tried a few different things, tried one without rain and one with rain. Ideally, I like the ones with rain if they looked a bit better, but for the close-ups, they look pretty good. So this is the second lighting setup. It's pretty simple. Again, just a 800 watt ARRI light outside, and that's got a blue gel on. I've put the exact blue gel on that I've got, but it's theatrical, it's not a correction gel. And then for the lightning, I use my new iFootage cob light that I've only just got, and this thing is so small, and it's basically got a bunch of effects set in. This is the lightning preset, but I love this light because it's super small, super portable, and you can run it off USB-C. So another thing about this setup is originally I had the 800 watt outside on this side, then the iFootage lightning light out on the other side, but I wasn't really catching Natalie very well with the light, so I decided that I would flip it round and come through this window and light up the side of her face that was in darkness. Now for the practical rain effect, it was super tricky. I basically just had a hose and I jumped on a ladder outside and I tried a bunch of different streams, but not the best rain. Fine for the close-up shot, but yeah, for the wide shot, probably a bit too noticeable. But it does create a cool texture on the backdrop, on the wall here, you know, which adds a bit of atmos into the scene, and I really like that. So cool for the close-up, not so great for the wide. So for the third shot, I went up to the bedroom and I had this cool idea for like this thing under the bed as you're just going to sleep at night, checking your phone and there's something under the bed. Natalie reluctantly crawled under the bed for this one. A lot of people have been using Photoshop and generative fill. I took Natalie's face into Photoshop and I played around with it, kind of made it look a bit creepy, and that's what I've used for this shot. Now for the second shot, I wanted to do a tracking. Obviously I couldn't be in the shot, so padded up the bed there to make it look like there's a person in there. So for this setup, we've got 2 lights again. We've got the Small Rig 120B, which is over here, and that's bouncing off the wall, just giving a general moonlight fill. If you look down under the bed, simple RGB panel light that's just giving some general fill under the bed to light the face. For the shot with me in it, I had this trusty aperture little MC just to kind of mimic the light of the phone, make it a bit brighter. So 3 lights this time for this setup, but still pretty simple. So for this one, we really wanted to do kind of like an 80s horror film, gaunt makeup, and I think it's really cool. Again, love the use of color in this one. You've got the pink light in the back playing with that turquoisey greeny blue moonlight and the warm reddy orange light coming from the side. I went for a bit of a tilted angle on this one just to kind of add a bit more intrigue into the shot, but again just trying to find depth in the image. So shooting back out of the bedroom, you've got the hall in the background. So this is the final setup here. I've got the small rig 120B right here, giving this turquoise moonlight. This red that I've got here that's giving me this little tint here is the Aperture MC. And then in the background, behind me giving the pink, you've got just a basic RGB panel light again. And then I'm gonna put some Atmos in the background just to give a bit of smoke, bit of texture to the room. So that about wraps it up, guys. What do you think of these horror setups? I really enjoyed doing them. I love horror films. Over the years, I've also made a bunch of horror films myself. You can catch most of them on my YouTube. But yeah, I love horror films. There's nothing better than sitting down with a scary movie, turning all the lights off, and just watching it. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. So any excuse, play around with some horror lighting and I'm down. Hopefully there's some nice easy setups here. Maybe they'll inspire you guys to do something a bit like this, or you can steal something, playing with smoke, playing with fake rain. Let me know if you guys have ever done that, how successful it's been. But I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Happy Halloween. I'll see you next time.